Hello and welcome to Seasonal Job Pro. On this channel, we try to bring you the lowdown on seasonal jobs. Today, we're going to talk about how to find these jobs on the old interweb. Quick disclaimer, I am not sponsored by any of these sites. Nobody is paying me to talk about them, but I'm open to it, so hit me up. Now, settle in for 5 websites to help you find seasonal jobs. Let's get to work. Number 5, Indeed.com. I'm sure you've probably heard of Indeed. Being a giant in the finding jobs industry, Indeed is one of the first results to come up when looking for any job through your standard search bar. They even have commercials. Because it is a giant aggregate site, it shows jobs of all sorts, and a lot that are not always relevant to the seasonal industry. But it can also be pretty helpful since it does collect job openings from all over the internet. It also seems to be geared more towards corporate jobs, but there are quite a few major employers in the seasonal industry that are owned and operated by major corporations, so it can be useful. It's not my favorite. Number 4, Glassdoor.com. Glassdoor is another site that is less about seasonal jobs specifically and is focused more on big corporates. And to be honest, the best part of Glassdoor is that on the site it will have input from current and past employees, including interview questions, you can even rate the CEO, and more importantly, reviews. Now, most people only take the time to leave reviews on things when they are negative. But hearing about people's negative experiences working for a specific company can help you to make that final decision on whether or not you want to take that job, especially if you are on the fence about it, or if it's just plain difficult to find any information about that company. While most positive reviews tend to come from management, which I think is kind of shady, there are also legit positive reviews from regular workers. It's important to read between the lines. Glassdoor is mostly super helpful for that, and that's really the only reason it's on this list. But if you get a chance to leave your own reviews about a seasonal job you've had, you could help someone else avoid a big mistake, or maybe help them get their dream job. They do make you start a profile with the site, though, and that can be annoying. But Seasonal Job Pro doesn't, and you can always let me know about your experiences in the comments below. And number 3, BackdoorJobs.com. Backdoor Jobs is a great site for seasonal job hunting. The site itself is a little clunky and could possibly use an update, but the information on it is great. It's particularly useful if you are looking for a summer camp job or a wilderness therapy job. It is also good for finding guide jobs, but it also has ranch jobs, hotel jobs, and more. It's also a great resource for internships, volunteering, and jobs overseas. So if you are looking to spend some time seasonally abroad, check it out. And number 2, Occupationwild.com. Occupationwild is a newbie to the Find a Job website scene, having only launched in 2018. But it's become one of my favorites. It's a nice, clean-looking website, if that makes sense. It has a good layout with good pics, and you can't really power scroll through it like the more corporate-looking ones. You have to click through the listings to actually get to the good info, but it doesn't feel like a hassle. It has a great selection of seasonal jobs with straightforward information about them. Though they are not updated as often as other sites, I still really like it. And number 1, Coolworks.com. Yep, Coolworks. If you are going to search for a seasonal job and you don't want to shop around different sites, Coolworks is the only website you need. It's the go-to site for seasonal jobs. Some employers seem to only use Coolworks for job postings. You can choose to search by state, by category, by season, and all kinds of things. It even has a search bar, so if you are looking specifically for a job with housing or a pet-friendly gig so you can bring your dog, you can narrow it down that way. If you ask any seasonal worker where they found their job, there's a good chance they're gonna say Coolworks. And for good reason. It's made for seasonal jobs. So while I always say do your research, if you don't want to, just do Coolworks. So that's 5 helpful websites for now, but something else to consider when looking at these jobs. It's about the money. The pay. Probably the most important part of the job is the pay. That's usually why you need a job. If the company chooses not to post the pay rate for the job in the listing, that might bring into question the trustworthiness of the company itself. If the post says pay unknown or DOE, meaning depending on experience, that kind of seems a bit off. Every business knows how much it can pay its employees, even if it's a ballpark depending on your experience. If they aren't fully upfront and honest with you right from the start, who's to say what kind of shenanigans they may pull later on down the line? So if you see the greatest sounding job in the greatest location, maybe put them on the back burner and search around in the same area for a similar job from a different company that might be a bit more upfront with wages. It might save you some headaches down the road. It's up to you. Okay, well, that's our video for today. That's not all the useful websites out there for finding seasonal jobs. Do you agree with my list? Also, have you ever used any of these sites to get a seasonal job? Did you find a really good company through them, or a really bad one? Leave it in the comments below. I'd love to hear your experiences as a seasonal job pro. Thanks for watching.